and welcome to the Hypnotizing Podcast. This is Dr. Liz, and this is the podcast about hypnosis, transformation, and healing. Today's a mini episode, and I want to explain the difference between trance and hypnosis. So sometimes you'll hear these used interchangeably almost, and I wanted to differentiate between the two. And this comes from the American Journal of Clinical Hypnosis, one of the articles in there that's put out by the American Society of Clinical Hypnosis, ash.net. Great place to find a hypnotherapist in your area who's licensed and well-trained, all of that. But they talk about the difference between trance and hypnosis. Trance is a naturally occurring phenomenon. It's an altered state of consciousness in which one is able to more readily access both psychological and physiological abilities. So trance naturally occurs. That's what they're saying. Yes, we go into trance a couple times a day, sometimes when we're driving, sometimes when we're doing dishes, like I've said before on the podcast. Sometimes when we're running or athletics, people often go into trance, or artists will go into trance when they're doing art. Now, hypnosis is a tool or process used to facilitate the trance state. It enables us to control when the trance state will occur so that we can best utilize it. It's one of the many tools that can take us into trance. So hypnosis is just one, right? I already talked about some of the other ones that can take us into trance. Hypnosis is just a tool where we can say, hey, I'd really like to go into trance now because my psychologist is in front of me and wants to help me work on some things here, right? What a helpful tool. So that's what we use hypnosis for. And of course, you can do self-hypnosis at home when you want to work on something. I do this all the time. I've struggled with a foot injury for years. And the other day, I was at a sound healing event, which is another way to go into trance, right? You're going to go into a sound healing and lay on a mat and have someone make beautiful noises so that you can go into trance, right? And get the benefit of those sounds. But I wasn't quite there. The music wasn't quite doing it for me. So I thought, okay, well, I'll do some different breathing here and I'll go into trance because I really want to work on my foot. And so I did that. And then I had all these different little images that I use for my foot, including elves and fairies, mending up my foot, which really helped, by the way. The next day it felt great. My point there is that it's a tool to get me into that state so that I can do some of that work that I'm not going to do on the conscious state when I'm cleaning the house or running around the kids. Now, in that case, I was using images and suggestions for myself that I had learned over the years that I knew worked really well with clients and just my personal experience with them. I knew they worked really well for me. So suggestions are the thoughts, feelings, images we're giving somebody in trance or ourselves in trance so that we can access the change on a different level, so that we can access healing on a different level. So those are really important. So let's put this all together. So hypnosis allows us to lead somebody into trance, an altered state where they're more open to suggestion so that we can give them suggestions to help their healing. And it's a useful tool because it's done in a controlled way, a safe way, with trained professionals who can put you into trance and bring you out of trance. We can teach you to help yourself do that so that you can do the healing at home as well. It doesn't just happen right there in the office. That's part of the process, right? To say, okay, this is how you put yourself into a relaxed state so that you can do some work at home when you feel safe, when you're in a safe place. That's why at the beginning of almost any recording you have on hypnosis, it says make sure you're in a safe, comfortable place because you don't want to go into trance in a place that's not safe. All right. That's it for today, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. If you like this episode, do me a favor and rate, review, and subscribe on whatever player you like, or even better, tell a friend so that more and more people learn about hypnosis and how it can be helpful for them. If you want to know more about me, head over to drlizhypnosis.com. That's DRLAZ hypnosis.com. You can see the downloads and see if there's one that's helpful for your life. Or you could also join the newsletter and get a couple of free files, as well as lots of good content. I've written a newsletter for well over 10 years. Go ahead and subscribe and join the rest of the world. All right, people, have a wonderful week.